Welcome to another video of Ether Rays. It has been a while since I put out one of these, and this one is the last match for this season's Astra Anima. Um, Figured I'd just go with the last match since the rest of the week I didn't really. There's nothing really that excited me that I really wanted to talk about that I had recorded. So let's just go with the last match. It feels like it's long enough in terms of how long the match took and what I have to potentially talk about. And yeah, let's just put those two things together and see what we come up with here. This was a really scary math. Like matching into this, there's really no space to kind of run away. It's difficult to initiate because of the core terrain. You'd have to have a lease, but it's not seasoned for it. And then, there's just a lot of complications going up against this defense. You have the unit here that's pretty tanky, the Ford Mortis. You have Corin herself. If you're not prepared, you probably wouldn't be able to get through that. Then you have on top of that Heimdallr, who pretty much stops you from doing anything. So had to find, options to play through that. A lot of difficulties trying to figure things out. And ultimately, I ended up going with this team here, which is a team that I've developed for this week. I kind of did it in the middle of the week. I kind of just got annoyed. Like, it was getting really hard to player phase things. And I was like, all right, I need a tank team. The player phase matches were taking just way too long. And then some of them I just wasn't even able to kill the saves or the frontliners. So I decided to just tank things because the swing now is that the defensive have become so bulky that they've kind of ignored offensive threat. So it's kind of easier to tank things, or rather, because defense is not the only one that has benefited from the increase in bulk. Offense as well, with the Lucina ring and all of the speed and units that we've gotten that can just tank stuff. Yeah, it swings both ways. So since I can't kill anything on defense, I'm pretty sure defense will have a problem if they try to kill me as well. So this is ultimately the solution that I've come up with here. I've tried to get more use out of this Fjorm. I feel like she's not utilized enough, or by me. I guess maybe everyone else has. I've had a pretty good time with every other Fjorm. I just have not gotten or haven't spent the time trying to figure out how to incorporate this one into my strategies. And also, it wasn't really a tank meta. I feel like we're coming back around to that now with Lucina. And she's pretty good. She's pretty fast. The ice is really helpful. A lot going on for her. So yeah, this was the defense that we came across here. Valley with the miracle again being annoying. If you're gonna go up here, you're gonna get stuck because of it's so much terrain everywhere. Look at how much this covers, man. There's no space to really do anything and not get stuck. The plan was try to figure out if I could take out the boulder, which was kind of the key threat here, alongside Camilla, who's holding up fantastic. I think she's outlived Rhea, Valentine's Rhea at this point in terms of, units from last year that are still going on. Plan here, she's not covered. The Camilla isn't covered by near save, so Fjorm hopefully can take care of that. That's the plan, to send Fjorm up there and have her deal with it. See how that goes, but getting hit by something that's slowing me. Actually, no, I just can't reach. So it would require a smite. And I figured I'd wait until turn 3, get what's his face in, old dirty bastard, have him smite Fjorm up, then have Fjorm take out Camilla, because I'm pretty sure Camilla would have probably killed Fjorm. And then also Fjorm will get the effects copied onto her, so that'll save her from one attack. Even though once Camilla's gone, there's no one here that can really kill Fjorm unless Boulder would outspeed. But I don't think Boulder's going to go that route, because I'm going to have it set up so that it's not going to be a problem. You'll see as I set this out and move the units where they need to be positioned. This Claude popping up was actually terrifying. I was really concerned because he's the hot new sauce on the market. So I figured it would be really difficult to try to tank him or try to just take him out overall. But I was quite surprised at how easy it was to kill him. Didn't really take a lot of effort, aside from the foresight snare, which I had to um, maneuver around. But thankfully, uh, taking out Camilla allowed me to do that. Um, so this was the smite play. Kind of wasted old man's actions here, but really wasn't another option. Hit the undefended. We're gonna smite. We had a couple of options to be able to take out Claude. Could have done it with Thor. Could have done it with uh, what's her name, Lucina. I don't no, not Lucina. Thor or Freya. Those are the two options to take out the Claude here. I went with Freya because I decided that instead of using her as a offensive nuke, I saw a lot of people using her to great success as a tank, as a mage tank, in the same vein as um, Asker, duo Asker back in the day, if you remember that mage tank. Yeah, this Freya works in a similar way, but the caveat is that he's fast, which is very good. You don't want to get outsped. And I was very confident about her being able to take out this valley as well. So it kind of just works really, really well having her on this team. She gives Fjorm some support. That's also helpful in terms of speed checks. I feel like this just works together. Also having Lucina here as well. Um, Easy to take out Camilla. She's not a bulky unit. Or at least this one isn't. Has there been any bulky Camillas? Maybe the ninja one, but even that one's kind of made out of paper. But yeah, this was an easy KO. And from here, we just play around and wait for the units to fall out of position, and then we bing bang bosh, everything dies. That's the type of stuff that happened here. I actually ignored Boulder. Um, Warp space. She didn't have enough space to warp. My only concern was that Heimdallr would do something with the Byleth ring, but because the positional assist was a drawback, I knew that nothing would have really went wrong there. Drawback. I think that's probably a an error in the cap of my opponent. They probably made the wrong pick there, giving the ring to Heimdallr, but it worked out in my favor. Nothing would have happened in terms of punishments from Heimdallr using that effect. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward to set up the way that I'm going to, as you'll see in a moment, and then just figured out on turn two. Now we've gotten a few banners. Finished on the legendary banner. I forgot who I picked up there as the spark, but I finished that one. Started on the kids banner. Trying to get Claude, but also very surprised at how dependent he is on winning that speed check and how easy he is to actually outspeed. Even with support, it seems that he's still a little bit easy to lose the speed check. So you definitely got to build him right. And give him the speed super boon. It seems super boon or just boon, whatever it is. But yeah, definitely wants to win the speed check. Difficult for him to do that against Freya, Halloween Freya here. So, and I guess just a lot of units that are just fast enough to outspeed him these days. But there's a lot of things about him that are not as good as we had initially anticipated, but he's still a good unit. So far, I've gotten nothing off of that banner, not even the Claude. But fingers crossed. Hopefully, it goes better. I'm just like 15 pulls in, heading to 20. Hopefully, it goes better. I have 0 orbs. Don't know what I'm going to do about that. Don't plan on spending any money. I don't want to spend on this banner. I don't even really care too much about getting this Edelgard. I do like her disarm trap skill being in the A. I think that's fantastic. It frees up the B skills for a lot of dagger units who actually would really rather have the firepower in their B skill instead of having to run disarm trap. Looking at someone like Yuri, definitely would like to have some additional damage output. So hopefully we get a speed version of that, because most dagger units depend on speed, so that they can run that in their A skill or even in their C skill if they do that for dagger units at some point. I think that would be just as helpful, especially like for Soth, rearm Soth. He's just like terrible. Like he needs everything to be able to put out damage. So hopefully they give us more options there, so the B skill isn't locked up on these dagger units. In Ether raids at the very least, you don't really need it for anything else. Any other game modes? I haven't really been playing too much. Like I've gotten to Monday with nothing done. Aside from Ether raids, of course, but I've realized that a lot of these Mondays I've been having to do arena assault, uh, resonance battles, pretty much everything. I've left it until the last possible moment, which is an indication that I've just kind of probably fallen out of love with the game in terms of making time to play it. Granted, I'm also not available in terms of just other things that are going on, but usually I would make a lot more time to just put out content, actually play the game, see what's going on with the updates. But a lot of the things that have been coming out recently just haven't really excited me. From the kids banner, I didn't really vibe with that one. The last banner that we got with the drug roll units, I was like, yeah, it's another Sigurd. Lachesis looks amazing. Art looks fantastic, but just another red style 4 movement cav. Well, I say another, but we don't really have too many of those. It made me think back to Legendary Nana, and how bad her refine was. If they just held off on those a bit, or actually gave her a good refine and remix. Like I look at that Legendary Nana and I'm thinking she would have been perfect for this current meta if they've just given her the goods, or released her now. If she came out now, she'd probably be really, really threatening. But yeah, I wasn't too excited about getting a bunch of calves in a meta that is heavily dependent on flyers, or a meta that's heavily dependent on mobility inhibition or inhibition, stopping you from moving around the map. So neither of those things excited me. I wasn't like it's a bunch of calves on maps that we aren't using calves anymore. It's probably like for summoner duels, and I just can't with that game mode. It's so painful. So yeah, there was really nothing on that banner that really excited me, but I should probably pick something up so that my Ether raids experience isn't horrible. Completely horrible. It was really good having. Oh my god, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this Lucina. For these past 2 weeks, in terms of Ether raids, it would have been so difficult. So that was a great pickup. So hopefully I can get something off the kids banner. One of them. At least it's Chaos season up next, so that's probably going to be good. But man, I am not looking forward to going into Astra Anima season without one of the units off the kid banner. It's going to be really tough. Getting down to that crunch time, the banner is kind of running out, but hopefully I can get something. But yeah, this was. I really had to do some thinking here. And there was a moment that my heart kind of sunk, where Heimdallr did indeed do the drawback thing, but because she doesn't have an additional action, it didn't impact me in the slightest. If she drew, you're going to see it in a bit, but I kind of left the unit exposed. But thankfully, it didn't really impact me in a negative way. Losing the speed check to the scoring, like I said, pretty deep. I'm still really impressed with her as a speed save in terms of how her kit's built out, how effective she is at tanking magical threats, and just how fast she is. She's still holding up decently well for when she came out. Most of the other armored units that we've gotten have kind of fallen behind at this point already, but had to attack her so that I didn't waste the foresight snare thing, because I really wanted to get rid of Boulder, who had the foresight snare. Boulder is the most problematic unit at this point in the match, because she has the warpies, so had to take care of her and then figure out what I was going to do afterwards. Thankfully, Thor is amazing. This mythics, like in terms of mythics, I'm pretty sure she's up there with my favorite. She's just really, really good. So thankfully she was able to get the job done there with the air superiority build. She just does everything. Probably would like to get Strat Flame on hers to help out with terrain cleansing, because I like to have some of that on my melee flyers. Typically, I go with Diddle Miasma, but Thor has that C skill that is you just don't want to get rid of. It's still a really good perf skill that she has. In terms of Thors, this one, the Mythic Thor, I still think is better than the spring one that they just released a couple of days. I think that one's really just not great. But yeah, getting the job done. It might be the armor effectiveness or the reflective damage. I don't know what it is, but this Thor is really, really good. Retreating here was the best option, because if I had taken out any of the other units, it put me in the position where I would not have been able to get the pots. Unfortunately, I did not remember at this point that it was the last match of the week, and I didn't need the pots, so I could have just killed whoever I wanted to and just call it a day. Thor had 2 more actions. I could have used those to take out the 2 range units and then, figure it out from there, but yeah. It is what it is. I was thinking of leaving 4 mortars for last to get the pots, but again, I forgot that I didn't need the pots last match. Defense went really well because I stayed a bit in the lower tiers instead of just playing all of the matches right away. But also, I kind of forgot to play. Well, no, I didn't forget. I purposely only played like 1 match at a time so that I didn't climb up too quickly. And I got some favorable matchups. And yeah, the defense kind of held up, but I think it's time to change it. I just don't have the units that I want to put in there. Like, I can't really think of who I would really take out to put in better units, better options that I have available. There's just not. I don't really have anything new that's good. So that's really what's holding me up there. Hopefully, again, I get lucky on the banners, that the kids banner, I can get something there. Claude, I'm really kind of hoping to get the Claude because that would be a great help for offense and defense. I think he has potential on both sides of the game, even though he was pretty easy to take out just now. But I think that probably came down to him coming out mid-turn and not having all of his stuff active, or maybe, I don't know, but that's just my assumption. But he was really easy to beat here. Don't know why, but I think there's potential in that unit. You just got to build him right and have the right team around him. But yeah, this match was pretty much done here. Overall, just not a ton going on. I had one really cool defense replay in mind to put in here, but I can't find it. I recorded a bunch. I recorded every match pretty much. Lost 2 matches this week, 2 to 3 matches this week. It's not interesting to talk about them. GG's. See you in the next one.